Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Beetle Dave, talking to you from Derbyshire in the UK. I thought for this video today we'd do one of like my little videos where we look at something other than a Beatles LP. And it's also by one of my favourite bands. I don't just like the Beatles. I like other things as well. And today we're going to be looking at the album Something Else by the Kinks. Now, this album has a bit of a strange history, so I'll go into a little bit. I've just wrote a few notes down because, my age, I start to forget things. So, Something Else by the Kinks. It was released on the 15th of September here in the UK, 1967. But in America, this wasn't released till January of 1968. It had a long recording history because recordings for this LP started in April 1966 and went all the way through to July 1967. It was also recorded at the Pye Studios in London, and the production was split between Shel Tamley and Ray Davies. There was also 2 singles taken off this LP before the LP was actually released. They had the chart hit of Waterloo Sunset. Terry meets Julie, Waterloo Sunset. That was released in May 1967. And then in July of 1967, Death of a Clown, which was also on this LP, was released. But that wasn't released as a Kinks single. It was actually released as a single by Dave Davies. It's, had a bit of a strange history. I've always liked this album, to be honest with you. Now, this isn't an original 1960s pressing. This is from the early 1970s, from about 73, 74. Just still say Pye down here. I think it's on I think it's PRT. Yeah, it's actually on the PRT label. I'll do the catalogue number and everything first and tell the track listing, and then I'll show you what the actual thing looks like. Yeah, so the catalogue number for this is NSPL 18393. Like I say, although on there it does still say Pye Records, on the actual label it's PRT, Precision Records and Tapes, which was like they sort of like tried to make Pye sound a bit more relevant in the 70s. So that is side 1. And that one is side 2. Like I say, there's some really, really nice songs on this. So side 1, we start off with the classic David Watts. Ba, 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 ba. I am a dull and simple lad. Love that song. That's followed by Death of a Clown. My makeup is dry and it cracks off my chin. And like I say, although it is actually Kinks recording, it was actually released as a Dave Davies solo single. Then we've got Two Sisters. She was so jealous of her sister. Then it's No Return, I think it says. Harry Rag, Harry Rag, Harry Rag, do anything just to get to Harry Rag. Love that song. My missus loves that song. Then Tin Soldier Man, and then side 1 finishes off with Situations Vacant. That's like a story in a song of a lad who has to keep changing his job to like keep his mother-in-law satisfied. Side 2 kicks off with Love Me Till the Sun Shines. You just have to love me till the sun shines. Ding, 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 ding. Lovely song. That's followed by Lazy Old Sun. Afternoon Tea. I'll drink afternoon tea if you say you love me. Funny Face. End of the season, and it finishes off with Waterloo Sunset. Like I say, this is a slightly later copy. I say early to mid 70s. Like I say, Pi Records actually tried to like update its image. Precision Records and Tapes. Brilliant album. If you've never heard, never heard of most of these tracks, that's the back of the cover. And that's the front of the cover. I think when this was originally released in the 60s, it would have had like a pink high label. But unfortunately, like I say, this isn't an original. It's still worth a few pounds. And I'm going to show you like another version of it. This was released in the 2000s, I think. No, 1998. Castle Communications, this one is. Earmark. Manufactured and marketed by something, I don't know. Can't really see it, to be honest. So, like I say, cover's the same. Back's the same. But the nice thing about this is it's actually a gatefold sleeve. So you can open it up. I don't think you get any extras on this, do you? Yeah, so it's I can tell you who wrote the songs now as well. It's because it's been bigger writing on this one. So, like I say, side 8, David Watts. That was written by Ray Davis, and that was recorded at Pi Studios, November to December 1966. Death of a Clown. That's Dave Davis and Ray Davis. Recorded June 1967. Two Sisters, Ray Davis. Recorded Pi Studios, 25th of November 1966. No Return, again, Ray Davis. That was recorded November 1966 to February 67. Harry Rag, Ray Davis. That was recorded November 1966 to February 1967. Tin Soldier Man was recorded in the spring of 1967. Situation is Vacant was recorded in the spring of 1967. Excuse me. So on side 2, Love Me Till the Sun Shines, that's Dave Davis, isn't it? That was recorded in the spring of 1967. So I think a lot of it was actually recorded in the spring of 1967. Lazy Old Sun, that was recorded in June 1967. Afternoon Tea, that was recorded in the spring of 1967. Funny Face, that was recorded in June of 1967. End of the Season was recorded in April 1966. And then Waterloo Sunset was recorded in April of 1967. Nice photos. Like I say, gatefold sleeve. This was the inner sleeve that came with it. Pictures of the band. And we'll have a look at the label of this one as well. So just bear with one second. Now this one, the UK version, I've had that for about 6 or 7 years. This one, the gatefold sleeve one, I think I actually got this last year, and I think I paid a total of £10 for this. I'm sure it was £10. Yeah, it is British. It's still an English thing. Yeah. So it's a joint venture between Sanctuary Records Group and Get Back. Published 1998, Castle Communications. copyright 2003 Century Records Group. Reissue labels, aren't they, basically? Really, really nice heavyweight record. Then on there it says it's earmark. And there's actually a slight mistake on this as well. That's labels for that. Now on there, it says all tracks written by Ray Davies. And then on the B side, it says all tracks written by Ray Davies. But as I said, they weren't, were they? See if it says it on the other one. There is 1 sec. As we all know, Death of a Clown was written by Ray Davies and Dave Davies, wasn't it? Yeah, Death of a Clown was Ray Davies and Dave Davies. Sorry. Yeah. Love Me Till the Sunshine, that's Dave Davies' song, not a Ray Davies song. Funny Face, that's a Dave Davies song. And then Death of a Clown was written by Ray Davies and Dave Davies, wasn't it? So that is a mispressing, misspelt, label error. Very, very nice record. That one sounds really, really nice. Like I say, it is 30 odd years old, isn't it? 40 years old nearly. Like I say, it's not an original. It's the closest thing I've got to the original LP. Sound quality is lovely on it. There's not really a lot else to say. I mean, you can see that there. You can see the number and everything there. Semi-laminated sleeve, I'd say this is. Good. Now this one, the newer one, sound quality on this is amazing. I don't know if it's just my setup what I've got, but like I say, it is absolutely amazing. It's a very, very outstanding record. If you're not familiar with this album, which some of you might be, some of you might not be, like I say, as record collectors, sometimes you might think you know something about a record and really you don't, and vice versa. Like I say, David Watts, that's sometimes on like the greatest hits LPs, isn't it? Death of a Clown's usually on the greatest hits LPs. And Love Me Till the Sun Shines is sometimes on it, and then like Waterloo Sunset. Now the rest of these songs, you might not know. But having said that, it is a marvelous album. The musicianship and everything is really, really nice. This is when Ray Davies started to sort of like do songs as stories, or stories and songs sort of thing. And it's, how can I put it? Because this was made a long, long time before Britpop, if you can remember what Britpop is. But it seems to be a very, very English sounding record, if that makes sense. Like Harry Rag basically means a fag, which is a cigarette. And things like that. It's a bit of like a storytelling LP, although there's not like a story that goes all the way through it. The songs are like stories, if that makes sense. Situations Vacant, brilliant song. Harry Rag I love. Two Sisters is very, very good. That's about two sisters that are jealous of one another, and apparently years later Ray Davies actually admitted it was really about him and Dave Davies, the rivalry, and they didn't really get on, but then they did get on and things like that. That's about it. Afternoon tea is basically that. I drink afternoon tea. It's that. It's as simple as that, but the song is absolutely lovely. Yes, of course, Waterloo Sunset is a classic Kinks single, isn't it? So yeah, and this is I think that's some of the single sleeves from around the world. Like I said before, you know, in the UK in the 60s and 70s, even up to the early 80s, to get singles in picture sleeves was virtually unheard of. More on that side. So yeah, this one has got more of information in it and things like that. Although a little bit of it is a little bit wrong, isn't it? Like what we've said. You know, according to this, Ray Davies wrote all the songs on there, and he didn't, did he? So yeah, all in all, brilliant album. If you ever get the chance to buy this, please do. I would highly recommend it. I would give this a, well, to me, it'd be a 10 out of 10. I don't really like doing 10, you know, marking things 10 out of 10, but, you know, if I think something's good, I will tell you it's good. And if I think something's not so good, I'll tell you it's not so good. And if I think it's rubbish, I'll tell you it's rubbish. But like I say, this is, you know, I've got two copies of this. Now they look very, very similar. And in one way, they are similar. When you look at it like that, the only difference really is the labels, and that's a gatefold and that one's not. Sound quality and everything's the same. All the mixes of the songs and everything's the same. This one does sound a little bit clearer, but obviously it's a newer pressing. Yeah, I can't recommend this highly enough. But then again, I do love the Kinks. As some of you know, this is my passion. All this here, you know, the Beatles, but I like a lot of the '60s stuff as well. I like '70s and '80s stuff as well, even some '90s stuff. But you know, I love, as well as the Beatles, I love things like the Kinks, Small Faces, the Who, Rolling Stones, T-Rex, David Bowie, Manfred Mann, even like, you know, some of theirs, Jerry and the Pacemakers, the Searchers. You know, my musical tastes are all over the place. If you've been watching my videos, thank you very much. If you've been commenting on my videos, thank you very much. Because I know that you can actually leave comments on this now. It took me a while to sort it out, but like I've said before, you know, me and technology don't really get on that well. When I bought this laptop, it took me nearly 2 days to work out how to switch it on and off. Yeah. But you know, if you watch my channels, you know all I'm doing is showing you some of my records, talking about the Beatles and talking about record collecting in general. I try and make you laugh at times. Sometimes I do these videos all the way through and it goes like clockwork and nothing goes wrong. I don't script them. Although having said that, I did have to write a little bit down on a bit of paper. And that's all I do, like a couple of lines, just about the recording information, because I'm getting a bit old now and sometimes I read something and I think it's stuck in my head and then I think, no, it ain't. So that was just there for like a backup, basically. Like I said, I don't take myself that serious. All I'm doing is trying to spread a little bit of my knowledge of records and record collecting and showing you some of my records. Now, are these rare? I don't know. They're not as rare as the original UK one. I did try and look for this one on eBay, and I even looked on Discogs as well today, and I couldn't actually find it. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's rare. It just means that nobody's selling one at the minute, or nobody's listed one for sale. Like I say, very, very good album. Very, very, very nice album. The singing, the musicianship, the songs, you know, are all top notch. I can't recommend it highly enough. So I'm not sure how much that's worth. Probably between, off the top of my head, I'd say between 10 and 15 quid. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. At the end of the day, if I was going to sell that, which I'm not, by the way, if I was going to sell it, it's only going to be worth what somebody would be willing to pay for it. You know, you can put it on eBay for 40 or 50 quid, but if nobody's ever going to buy it, it's not. Is it worth 40 or 50 pound? You know, or if you put it up for 20 pound and somebody snaps your hand off, you think, well, it might be worth a bit more. But I'd say that's worth between 10 10 and 20 pound off the top of my head, like I say, but I couldn't actually really see one today. This one I have seen. There was one very, very similar to this on eBay, and I think that was up for 25 pound, I think it was. But this has actually recently been re-released again, so you can go to places like HMV or wherever you buy your records from. If you want to buy it brand new, you can buy it brand new, and I think brand new it is. I think this one's £35 in HMV, if I remember rightly. So, like I said, I did try and look at some a few weeks ago, but sort of like got told off, didn't I? So, yeah, but this is one album where I would say it doesn't matter if you've got the original or the reissue or anything. It's just a good album to have, however you've got it, whether you're a casual fan or a collector. Now, to me, this is both, because I can play this as a casual fan, but I can appreciate it as a collector. Does that make sense? This one, I would say I appreciate this more as a collector, because it's slightly different, and it's like, I know this is nowhere near as rare or worth as much as the original UK one. I've got my eye on a UK original 1967 pressing, and I've actually got a bid on it, but I think it will be going way out of my price range. Anyway, as always, love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, but above all, play your records. As collectors, this is what we collect them for, isn't it? We collect records because we like records and we like the way they sound on our hi-fi systems and things like that. I've got loads of records. If I wanted to play every one of my records before I die, I don't think I'd have enough time now, to be honest. It's just one of them things. As I said before, record collecting can be as easy or as hard as you want it to be. Budget wise, if you're just setting out buying records, because you could be completely new to records, or you might have had records in the past, and you're thinking, oh yeah, I'll go out and I'll buy a little record player and I'll buy a few records, which is good. I've got no problem with that whatsoever. I hope that's been a little bit of information for you and a little bit of fun. One of my best albums that's nothing to do with the Beatles, shall we say it like that? Or one of my favourite albums that isn't a Beatles album. Years and years ago, I did have this on a cassette tape. Can you remember the cassette tapes, compact cassette? And I did have it, but it was like a double one, and it got another LP with it. But I can't actually remember what the other LP was, because it had the last of the steam-powered trains or something on it as well. So yeah, I have actually been brought up with sort of like that album. Very nice to get that one as well. If you listen to them back to back, there is slight differences, but I will say they are only really, really slight differences. I think this one, the newer one, might have been slightly remixed, because the vocals sound a bit more clear on that than what they do on that one. So yeah, as I've said before, it's just a little bit of fun. Everybody that is subscribed, thank you very much. As I've said before, it doesn't cost you a penny to subscribe to this channel. People that are liking my videos and viewing my videos and even starting to put comments on, I love it. Keep it up. It's as entertaining for me to do these videos as I hope it is for you to watch them. Yeah, that does make sense, doesn't it? Yeah, and like I say, I do only do this for a little bit of fun. So I'm going to leave you now. So from Derby in the UK, this is Beetle Dave saying cheerio for now. I'm not quite sure when the next video is going to be. It could be later today, or it could be tomorrow, it could be in a couple of days. I've got a few ideas of videos that I want to do, but it's like having the time, and I don't want to put too many on all at once and people get bored, because that's the last thing I'd want to do is for people to get bored of my channel. So yeah, I've even got a little beetle bear there. Can you see it? This one. That was from the Beatles shop in Liverpool. £3.99. That was from a few years ago. I think it's supposed to be a keyring or something, really, but nice, isn't it? Anyway. So yes, Beetle Dave. Got to say goodbye now from the UK, and I will see you on the next video. Hopefully it won't be too long. So look after one another, stay safe and be kind.